Something unusual is happening right now in the crypto space. People are walking away, not pausing, not taking a break, actually leaving. The fear in this market is at a level I personally haven't seen in years, and I think it's time we have an honest conversation about what's really going on, where XRP stands, and what the future of this industry actually looks like. Before we dive in, if you find value in these videos, hit that like button and subscribe. Now let's get into it. Look around and you'll notice the signals. Well-known voices are stepping back from social media. Long-time Bitcoin holders are publicly announcing they're done. People who were once die-hard believers are now saying prices could crash to levels nobody wants to think about. From a sentiment standpoint, everything that historically marks a market bottom is playing out right in front of us. And over the past few months, I've personally watched projects that I found at least somewhat interesting. Projects that had communities behind them, teams working on them, just quietly disappear. No big announcement, no farewell, they just stopped. Now here's the thing, people have always asked me, why don't you cover this coin? Why don't you talk about that project? And my answer has always been the same. I believe the real-world use case for most crypto tokens is extremely narrow. Not for blockchain technology as a whole, but specifically for the token itself. And the one use case that has always made undeniable sense to me is moving and settling value. When you think about it clearly, that's where the need for a fast, reliable, and efficient network is most obvious. That's where the token actually has a reason to exist. And that is precisely where the XRP ledger has been focused since day one. Bitcoin made the first real attempt at peer-to-peer payments, but it was built for individuals, not for the financial institutions that actually move the majority of the world's capital. And somewhere along the way, Bitcoin got pulled in two directions at once. Part digital gold, part payment network, and neither vision ever fully won out. The rest of the crypto industry went a completely different direction. Gaming platforms, decentralized finance, new token models every few months. And look, DeFi genuinely felt like the breakthrough moment for a while. But pull up the numbers today. The total value locked in DeFi never recovered to its 2021 peak. The explosive growth that everyone was talking about collapsed. And right now we're sitting at levels that were considered early stage adoption back when all of this was just getting started. Does that mean crypto has failed? Absolutely not. But it does reveal something important that most projects chose to ignore. The core mistake the industry made was treating blockchain like a consumer product. Think about how many times you've been pitched to go use some new blockchain app, how many times you actually tried it, and how many times you opened it again the next day. The honest answer for most people is not many. Because here's the reality. Blockchain technology was never meant to be a product that everyday users interact with directly. It was built to be infrastructure, the kind of technology that works in the background, moves value, settles transactions, and creates financial products without you ever needing to know it's there. That's the mistake project after project made. They wanted users to log in, explore, engage, but gave them no real reason to come back. Ripple understood this from the beginning. While the rest of the industry was building apps and chasing retail users, Ripple was sitting down with banks, payment companies, and financial institutions, asking them what they actually needed and then building it. That's why XRP was called a banker coin for years. People meant it as an insult, but looking back, it was actually the clearest sign that Ripple was paying attention to where the real opportunity was. Think of it this way. Amazon didn't succeed by teaching people how the internet works. They succeeded by wrapping internet capabilities into a service people already wanted to use. Ripple has been doing exactly that with blockchain. Not telling banks to reinvent themselves around crypto, but instead fitting seamlessly into the financial infrastructure that already exists. So what does the next wave actually look like? I don't think it looks anything like what we saw before. No yield farming schemes, no NFT drops, no tokens designed to pump and dump. What's coming is institutional, real settlement infrastructure, tokenized assets, new liquidity rails built for the players who actually control where capital flows. And the projects that spent years building for that world are going to be in a completely different position than the ones chasing retail trends. Ripple didn't just talk about this vision, they executed on it. Acquiring companies like Standard Custody and Hidden Road, building relationships inside the regulated financial system, becoming part of the infrastructure rather than competing against it. Here's where I land on all of this. The broader crypto market is going to go through a painful shakeout. There's no way around it. A lot of projects that raised money, built communities, and generated a lot of excitement are going to fade out because the future being built doesn't have a place for them. That shakeout will probably create some short-term pressure even on assets like XRP. But zoom out and the picture looks very different. The financial world is moving toward exactly what Ripple has been building toward. The institutions that matter, the top players in the global financial system, are not going away. And the projects that position themselves to serve those players are the ones that are going to matter. I've never felt more confident about where Ripple and XRP sit in this industry. Not because the short term is easy, it isn't, but because when the dust settles, the projects that were actually solving real problems for real institutions are going to be the ones still standing. That's the update for today. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next one.